So if you're anything like me, you've got tons of M4 mags, minus the ones that are right behind me, 3 M4s, and several of them just don't work back and forth. Mag compatibility issues are frustrating. We're going to learn how to fix that. So if you've ever had an M4 mag feeding issue, whether it was it simply fitting into the receiver, it feeding, it having improper FPS, whatever have you, that came from the mag, I'd say you're probably in the majority here as far as teching is concerned. And the reason, and you might be thinking to yourself, why in the world do we have mag compatibility issues? Well, if you think about it from a manufacturing standpoint, and just from that standpoint alone, you can tell that M4s are probably the most popular airsoft gun on the market. Very closely followed by the AK, I'd say, maybe the SCAR variant. But both of those variants, the SCAR and the M4, do take STANAG type mags. So the reason why we have this issue is because we have a bunch of manufacturers making this style gun right here, and a bunch of manufacturers also making this style magazine. Now if you take all that into consideration and realize that they're pumping out thousands of these out of a single factory, you're probably going to have different specs in here, different specs right here. And of course that's going to cause issues with Mag B to Gun A. Gun A should really take Mag A, correct? The one it was designed for. Now, but if all mags are designed the same off the same model, then it should all work in the same gun. But that's not the case because manufacturing differences. And so we're going to figure out how to easily, and I guess you could say pretty cheaply, solve this issue right here. So you might be asking, how do we fix this issue? How do we get the magazine to work and to fit better inside an M4 receiver? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple, and it's easy to come to this answer if you understand how a STANAG mag works in airsoft. So basically how this magazine works is you have the magazine, and on top of the magazine you have the lip there, where the BBs come out of and where you also put them down into to lower your magazine. And so the hop-up unit presses down, where the hop unit sits inside the receiver, and when you put the M4 mag in there, the mag release clicks onto it, holds it into place, that magazine lip right there that has your BBs in it goes right into the hop-up feeding tube. This hop-up feeding tube pushes a little nub that opens up the feeding channel for all those BBs to soar up in there and to shoot down range, basically. Now, what happens when your magazine doesn't work or doesn't feed, primarily just feeding issues you're not necessarily skipping, is because that little lip there in the hop-up tube where the rounds feed up into is not reaching into the magazine, and so that causes an issue. So I found the biggest solution, or the most popular solution to this problem, is to kind of push the magazine forward. Like if you have the gun in your hand and the magazine wobbles a lot and you cannot get it to feed on its own without putting pressure on it, most of the time that pressure you're going to be putting on it is forward and up. So this forward and upward pressure, kind of like a 45-degree angle of pressure up on the magazine, causes the magazine to feed. Now this causes the magazine lip there, where the BBs come out of, to press into the hop-up the appropriate amount and to allow those BBs to ride up into the hop-up chamber and shoot down range like it should. Now in order to fix this problem, I have come up with a very basic solution involving duct tape. You can also use Velcro, like the soft side of Velcro, or you can even use JB Weld if you're adventurous. But I have elected to use duct tape because it's a very temporary, well, not necessarily very temporary. It's an easy solution that's also very cheap, and you can do to a lot of your guns for less than $1. So as you can see, all I've done is taken duct tape, cut it up into little strips, or actually torn it into little strips because it's that easy to tear, and I've layered it on the inside of the magazine, as you can see in this picture. Now I actually only had to use 2 layers of duct tape, 2 layers of small little strips, in order to get this magazine to work properly. It fits in just fine. I don't have to jam it in, I don't have to rip it out. It just kind of easily slides in and out. This modification was actually done to a KWA rifle, which is infamous for having so many feeding issues with different magazines that it basically requires you to use KWA magazines. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This has been 5-Minute Tech Tips with me, the Airsoft Tech. 5-Minute Tech Tips is a short segment in which we show you how to solve a very particular airsoft teching issue that is just so obscure that most people don't know how to solve it. Now the magazine issue, maybe some people know how to solve it and have solved it before, but this is just getting your feet wet. We're going to go much more in depth later. As always, you guys know the drill. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and tell me why. If you didn't like this video, give it a downvote and tell me why. I got a lot of downvotes on my videos previously, like 12, and nobody told me why. Well, one person did. Thank you, one person. But, yet again, like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to check out my Facebook page, Instagram, and Patreon. And if at all else, please subscribe. It definitely helps out a lot. See you guys next time. Stay tuned, Techs.